Gardner-Webb head coach Trey Lamb, finalist for the Eddie Robinson Award. His team is going to be in the playoffs second year in a row. They're going to be at Mercer on Saturday. So, Coach, just some thoughts about your team and wrapping up the regular season and heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, just proud of our seniors, really more than anything. Hit a 5-game win streak here down the stretch. Started off the season 2-3 with a couple FBS losses. We've played a lot of FBS games, which is good for us, and I think it's making us better at the end of the years. Proud of our freshman quarterback coming in and winning 5 straight and getting it done there down the stretch. So I think our league deserves a lot of credit. I think top to bottom is very strong. The bottom teams in the league can beat you every week, so you have to be ready to play. And I think that's one of the strengths in this league right now. And I think it's only going to continue to get better as we continue to play each other more. I think we play, 6 or 7 league games next year, and then 8th year after that. It's just going to improve. And very thankful for this conference for adopting the Big South and the OVC and merging. And I think it's been a really good thing to keep the playoff hopes alive. And I think, Martin probably deserved to get in. I talked to Jason, and I thought they were the best FCS team we played all year, top to bottom. And we played Elon, who was ranked 15th at one time. We played EKU, who was ranked when we played them. And we played Austin P, who's won 9 straight. And I thought Martin was as complete, if not better than all those, with eight wins. So disappointed for them, but happy we got it done. Happy we won the head-to-head against them, and happy we're in the playoffs. So really proud of our coaches. Our administration deserves a ton of credit. There's alignment from the top. There's a belief that we can get this done. There's an expectation to win, and our players feel that. And there's a lot of credit deserves to a lot of people. This doesn't happen by accident. I really didn't want to be the flash in the pan and just do it one year last year. I wanted to validate this and back it up with another good winning season. Hadn't been done here in 20 years. So happy to be in, and got a tough challenge this week with a good Southern Conference opponent.
Thanks, Coach. I think Jacob's with us. Jacob, if you want to go ahead with your questions first.
Sure. Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
Got you, buddy.
All right. I know I was going back and listening to our preseason interview today. I know you said the goal was to get the playoffs. You achieved that. You said the next step was to be hosting a playoff game. I know you're happy to be in the playoffs, but are you a little bit disappointed not to be hosting? And just give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, but that's beyond my control. I'll just leave it at that. I wish we were. I'd like to be. We're 10-1 in our last 11 home games. I think we've won 8 straight at home. And credit to our fans and our environment we've created here. But I would love to be hosting, but it is what it is, and we'll go try to get one on the road, and then try to go get one against number 1 South Dakota next week, or South Dakota State, excuse me. Tough draw, but we're taking it 1 week at a time, and you can't win the whole thing until you win the first one. And we got a lot of confidence right now, and I have no doubt we're gonna go play well down in Macon, and we're playing our best football right now.
Speaking of the Mercer Bears, you're very familiar with that program. Not only did you play them last year, but you coached one of their better players on your first year here. So just tell me about, does that familiarity help or with preparation, or does it sometimes, are there some drawbacks to it as well?
No, I love it. I worked there for 3 seasons from 2014 to 2016. My wife, we got married when I lived there. It's a special place to me. Macon's a beautiful town. I got a lot of friends there, a lot of buddies that'll be at the game, hopefully wearing red and black. But there's familiarity with these guys. You got a team we played last year and really disappointed our results last year. We were missing a few, Nari and Jaden Brown are our best 2 players. I think everybody could see that, and they didn't play at all last year. We were missing our center last year, and our quarterback got his first career start, Matt Caldwell. And defensively, we played below our standard. So we've got a lot to look at from last year and their body of work this year and our body of work. Certainly, we're disappointed after that. That was our last loss at home, and we did not play well in any phase, and we certainly want to be better than that at their place this week. So I think our kids will be certainly motivated. It's win or go home, so that's also in the back of our minds. But they're a really good football team. Coach Cronick has recruited really well. I think Joel Taylor is a star. I think he will be coaching at the highest level very soon. Defensively, they create a ton of issues. They know where they're going to be. They play blocks as well as anybody you'll see on tape. Their front is really good. We got to throw the ball 40, 50 times because that's what they're going to make you do. You know, nobody can run the ball against them. It's a 7-man front. They play blocks well. They're going to field pressure us a ton because we struggle with that in protections. They're going to blitz away from the back to prevent our wrong way runs and quarterback runs. But they know where they're going to be defensively. They're very strong. They play blocks well. Their block destruction on the perimeter is as good as anybody we've played. But we're going to have to air it out and see if we can hit some deep shots and score some points. Every game we scored over 30 points this year, we've won. We're 7-0 when we scored 30. So we got to find a way to score 30, 35 points to win this football game. Offensively, you know, Drew does a great job. It's a unique offense. You don't see it very often. It's a ton of motions, ton of trade, trying to get the ball to the 3-man surface, trying to get a soft edge on the jet sweeps. And then their best 2 players are 2 wideouts. I've always thought it's easy to stop one really good wideout. You know, you can stop one, you can double him, you can bracket him. When you have one on each side and you can run the ball in the C gap, it's not easy. So we've got to have a great plan on both sides. I think they've recruited phenomenally. They've developed their players really well. You can tell their strength program's strong, their nutrition program's strong. Got a lot of the same guys we saw on tape last year. So they're excited. First playoff appearance for them. Last year was our first playoff appearance. And we'll see how it turns out Saturday. But yeah, very, very familiar with these guys.
Coach, I think you pretty much covered everything, but one last question. Just reading through some of the things that the pundits have said, they said this game was pretty much a 50-50 toss-up. So what do you, with these teams evenly matched statistically, just looking at it on paper, what's going to be the biggest difference for y'all to come out with a win on Saturday?
Well, they're very, very advantageous in the turnover game. They create a lot of turnovers. You know, I think they forced 5 against Western Carolina. All the games they've won, they forced turnovers. The only game they didn't was Chattanooga, and Chattanooga won the game. So when they force turnovers, they typically win. So we've got it. We've been awful. We're 102 in the country in turnover margin. We've somehow won 7 FCS games. So it tells me we're pretty talented. But we've got to find a way to create a couple. We didn't create any last week against Charleston Southern. We got to create a couple in the turnover game, got to create a couple in the special teams game, and we've absolutely got to end every drive in a kick. If we give them short fields with these 2 wideouts, it's going to be a long day. And I think it is a pretty evenly matched game. I would say, you know, them being at home, certainly an advantage for them. But we're going to go see what we can do and put our best foot forward. And I promise you, we're not going to play to lose. If we lose, we're going to go down swinging and shoot our shot.
All right, Coach, that's all from me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, this is their first playoff appearance. How, you know, you all kind of learned some things last year. Like, what are the things they're going through, you know, being their first time in the FCS playoffs?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of meetings and rules, and you know, you got to cover up all your logos on the Gatorade bottles and the tents, and you got to play with Wilson footballs and the 64 travel squad, 50 sideline. There's a lot of stuff, but once the ball kicks off, it's the same. And you know, I feel like when we do this, you know, Gardner-Webb is a place that's never made the playoffs. Okay, we expect to be pretty good, and you know, I don't know what the ceiling is here at this school. I think we've done a really good job here in my 3 years here, and that's a lot of credit to our staff and players. But when we make the playoffs, man, I feel like we're playing with house money. And why not? Why not just go try to win as many games as you can? Like, there's no reason to be nervous. There's no reason to be cautious. There's no reason to play it close to the vest. I mean, last year against Eastern Kentucky, we didn't do that. You know, we played hard, we played to win, we threw it, we ran it. We played really good defense at times, special teams, return game was great. You know, every team's good. So, you know, most of the games are going to come down to a couple scores, 1-score game. They're not going to be many blowouts. So why not go play to win, and why not shoot your shot? And, you know, there's no, you know, it's house money at this point.
Last question. They had last week off. You all didn't, but you all seem to be playing the best of the season. What's to say about that momentum that you kind of got going on? And do you feel like, you're as healthy as you can be, and let's just keep that momentum going?
Yeah, we're really healthy. You know, we've been lucky. The only position we've been injured is quarterback, and we've played 3 different ones, and I think we've certainly found the right one here down the stretch. And we won 5 straight. And it has a lot to do with who you're playing. You know, we played a tough front-loaded schedule. Scheduling is everything at this level now. You know, you're going to have – we've played 7 group of 5 games in my 3 years here. We've played tough FCS opponents. Your scheduling's everything. And fortunately, we've had tough schedules early in the season, and it's lightened up down the stretch. And we've been able to get it done because I think we stay healthy and we instill that belief. And our off-season program is very strong to where we can play good down the stretch.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck, and we hope we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, Coach.